Hello, I Shine Bright family. Happy Friday to you. How is everybody doing? For those of you that have been in the self-love challenge, I so hope that you have been enjoying it. Today, we are talking about faith. I'm going to go a little bit deeper in that, but I wanted to come on today in this live stream to talk about the new moon solar eclipse that is coming up on Monday, April 8th. You, I'm sure, have been hearing all about this in the news. The fact that it's happening in the news so much should give you an idea that this is some super powerful stuff. If this is filtering into the mainstream, it means it's going to be big. It's going to be big without it having been in the mainstream anyway, but it's really amplifying it. So the reason I wanted to come on today, because it's Friday, is that a lot of this solar eclipse energy and new moon energy happens 3 days before as well as 3 days after. So what I wanted to be able to do was to be able to arm you with some information so that you could make the most of this energy, take in this information, know that not only are you feeling this, but everyone around you is feeling this as well. We all share the same sun. And so this comes up for everybody in all kinds of different ways. But with a new moon is new beginnings. A new moon with an eclipse is amplified. A new moon with a solar eclipse in this state of Aries energy is all about the ego. So think of this as if there are going to be new beginnings, there have to be endings, right? And so there might be a lot of things that start getting dredged up from your past about your ego that need to be brought to light so that we can clear away the past so that we can focus on new beginnings. So with the things that are coming up from the past, and as it relates to your ego, this could be old fears, this could be old worries, this could be old patterns, this could be old relationships, and that can be internal or external. So this could be an old relationship with yourself where you've got negative self-talk, you've got a negative self-image about who you are, who you think you ought to be, how your relationship is with your body, how your relationship is in how you relate to others, meaning that you have to be subservient or everyone else's needs, wants, and desires come before yours, or that you need to look to them to see how you should be feeling. So there's a lot of shit that can get stirred up. We do need to be able to shine the light on that, look at those things, understand, okay, I see that. I kind of see that for the first time in a different light. So this is that perfect opportunity to be at that observer level, at that observer mind. So it's just looking as though the movie is playing out and you see different vignettes of the movie. And from that observer role, that's where we get to be curious. That's where we get unstuck from the past and unstuck from those patterns and that same cycle that loops, those same people that you keep bringing in because you don't want to look at your stuff. So you'd rather look at their drama because that distracts you from what you really need to look at about yourself, or those old patterns of, I can't anymore. And so let me continue to eat chocolate, or let me continue to drink my wine because that makes me feel better. And then I don't have to look at that. No judgment. It's just being aware. It's being in that observer mind. And it's just saying, oh, I see what I'm doing there. Huh. All right. well, what if I did something different? And so here's where we bring in the different perspectives. So think of yourself as an editor or a movie producer or a movie writer, a script writer. And if you can take the opportunity, take the space, which I'll talk about more in just a minute, but if you can take that space to craft different ideas, craft different perspectives, look at it from a different way. Oh, I didn't really see that about me. I didn't really see that I bring in all of those people that have all of this drama because I don't want to look at my own stuff, or that makes me feel better about my own life, or that I get to be a problem solver. That was one scenario, and you just looked at it from three different ways. As we create more space in our daily lives, we get to be more intentional and we get to be more in that observer role. So that is where we get to figure out, is that really true? Oh, that's really interesting. Huh. I am going to get curious about that. I am going to try something from a different way. Let me respond to that in a different way. Now, let's just see how it goes. If you've got a negative self-image about your body and you're trying to lose weight, and instead of, damn it, I ate that chocolate cake again and I didn't want to do that. Instead, let's be curious over the next 6 days and say, man, I really want that cupcake. There's only one left. I was going to leave it for my kid, but I could just eat it now and tell them that it got stale, so I threw it away. If I do that, let's see what happens. If I don't do that, let's see if I can resist that. Let's see if maybe there's something I really want instead, which is, oh, maybe that's me telling myself that I can't, and I hate being told what to do. So what if I say, okay, if I still really want that in 2 days, I can have it. I can still put it in the refrigerator or put it someplace else so that my kid doesn't eat it. And then in 2 days or 3 days or whatever, if I think about it again, I can have it. Let's try that. See how it goes. So instead of being so where it's the ego trying to control, you can step back and step into your heart and say, well, let me see if that's really what I want. Let me see if that's really what my heart wants. So again, we're taking this time over this next week, really give yourself some grace and just get super curious. What we're going to need to be able to do with that is to create space. Because if we still have all of the constant chatter that always keeps us in that same state of static, you're not going to be able to have the space enough to breathe and to get curious. So let me give you another common present day thing that will give you a good understanding of what I'm talking about. So there is 24/7 continual talk about inflation right now, right? Is it true? Yeah, it might be true. Do I need to be listening about that and getting myself all jacked up and nervous and worried and fearful and angry and frustrated 24 hours a day because I am exposed to that and I am listening to that 24/7? No, because it is real. That's fine. I can choose how I respond. So here's where it actually could be useful to be keeping that in mind. I don't need to focus on it 24 hours a day. I'm going to go to the grocery store today. So let's say I'm going to spend an hour at the grocery store. Okay, let's be mindful of inflation and prices for an hour today. I can be more mindful about the choices that I make. I can be more mindful in maybe I can create this menu plan to stretch the dollar a little bit further. Maybe I can buy non commercial, unlabeled, generic version instead of the regular version. I'm going to look at the ingredients and yeah, it all looks the same. Let me give it a try. Maybe I can make things from scratch instead of buying them commercial. So you can spend that 1 hour a day focused on how you can be in control of and respond to instead of react and have it put on you as being such a negative. You can take control and be in a more life affirming way. So that is an opportunity that I'm giving you to get curious about how can I respond instead of react in something that is continually I'm continually being exposed to about inflation. So again, that is one example in a billion different examples that we could cite, but give yourself more grace, give yourself more intentionality, be more mindful. Okay, that is really bugging me today. What is it about that? You know what? Let me take a couple minutes. Let me think about it. Okay, I don't really need to worry about that right now. That doesn't really affect my life right now, right here in this moment. So if I need to, I can think about that later. Give yourself permission to do that. So the other way that we can create more space and more flexibility and more freedom in our next week is to drink more water. That has so many different positive impacts on our body. Number one, it keeps us hydrated. So it keeps our brain flowing. It keeps us being flexible. It helps our organs work, and our organs and our body and our tissues help to move energy and process things. When they're dehydrated, they're constricted and there is less movement. So number one, stay really nice and beautifully hydrated. That does not mean drinking more alcohol. Side note on that, alcohol is a depressant. So over this next week in particular, be really mindful about things that are depressants that you bring into your body, because those are also going to be heightened. Remember I said it's kind of like it's like shining a flashlight on things. So we don't want to bring more of that depressant kinds of things into our body as more emotions and more of the past and more of the things that we want to clear out are coming up. So drink more water, let it flush out. You can also eat more hydrating fruits and vegetables. Cucumbers, hugely hydrating, super beneficial. It'll make you feel better. It'll give you more energy. Fruits, lots of fruits are very hydrating. Tomatoes, the different types of things that will really be able to nourish your body, help release a lot of things, and just make you feel better, more vibrant, and have more energy. Drink the smoothies, eat more soup, eat more light types of things, create more positive vibration in your body as you are clearing out. So that is making space for getting rid of the old to bring in the new and the more of what you want. So that leads me to a lot of the time when we are feeling emotions, it is the negative stuckness. What I want you to be able to focus on, especially for the next week, is what do you want to bring more of? What more do you want to bring into your life? Who do you want to be more of? Who do you want to become more of? I promise you, I do not want to be more of a worrier. I do not want to be more angry. I do not want to be more frustrated. That is what you do not want more of. That is what we are flushing out. That is what we are moving out. I want to be more peaceful. I want to bring in more peace. What do I need to be able to do that? What does that look like? I have felt peace in my life before. I like that. How did I do that? Okay, let me do more of that. Let's just see if I practice more of being peaceful for 5 minutes a day, once a day. And then maybe the next day I'll try doing it twice a day. And let's just get curious about that and see how that feels. Or I want to be more joyful. That might look like more dancing, more singing, more being silly, more running around outside, more watching funny videos, more whatever, being more joyful, playing with my kids instead of yelling at my kids, making more space, doing some art, be more joyful. I want to be more healthy. I want to bring more health into my life. So I want to, go for a walk. So again, it's not going to be that, you're not healthy, do this. No, I want more of this. I want more of feeling good in my body. You see the difference? So let's bring in more of what we want. Let's put our energy, what you focus on is what you bring in. What energy is put out there, I want more of this, is what you will bring in and attract. If you focus on the negative, that's what your subconscious hears. So that's what it's going to look for to bring in. Oh, she said, I want more frustration. That is not what my intention was, but that's what our subconscious hears. And so that's what it's going to go look for, is different scenarios and different ways to bring in more frustration so that you're focused on that. I want more abundance. I want more love. I want more something life affirming, whatever that is for you. So again, let's just recap. Over the next week, from today, Friday, through much of next week, everyone's going to be, it's going to be like little static. It's going to be like little firecrackers. It's going to be like everybody is going through the exact same thing. So we need to give more grace, compassion, and empathy towards everyone we meet. Also knowing that they are processing through their own stuff, whether they know it or not. And so that might be them trying to project onto you or whomever is in their path. So if we can be grounded in ourselves with giving ourselves more space, giving ourselves more grace and ease, being more in that observer role, we're going to be able to more clearly see, oh, they must be processing through something. You don't need to articulate it. You can just say, I'm here if you want to talk, and then just be a sounding board. Or you want to go for a walk? You don't even have to say anything. Or should we just have a dance party tonight, guys, for 10 minutes? Or does anybody want to do a push-up contest with me and really, channel the energy for good? Everybody move some of the energy around. Or I made a whole batch of smoothies. Here, everybody can have a little bit. Or I made a whole batch of juice. Here, everybody can have a little bit. Or I made this new dip to try it out with this cucumber, try it out with this carrot, try it out with this radish. See what you think. So you're not forcing it, but you're sharing and you're being empathetic and compassionate. Create more space in your body. Do more stretches very gently. Do more yoga very gently. Go for more walks in nature very gently. We are animals as human beings, and we are also seeing all of the cycles of nature. And so that helps us remind us that we are one with nature. Give ourselves grace to go through the cycles, just like we see everything else around us going through the cycles. It gives you more space to be more compassionate with yourself. Oh, okay, this is normal. This is the human experience. Okay, I'm just going to go with it. Maybe it's taking more naps. Create more space that way, where you're not actually allowing the outside world to impact you, but create more space and create more grace to be able to move through this. And then bring in the intention of what you want to be more of. Who do you want to become? What would you like to see more of in your life that is affirming? We have to create the space, and then we have to bring in, with that cleared out space, with the solid foundation, not the crack-filled, crinkly, rock, gravelly, crunchy foundation. Solid foundation of this is what I want, this is who I am becoming, and remembering that grace and ease and flow. And Rome was not built in a day. This is going to take time. This is that grace that I was talking about. Be compassionate with yourself first so that you can then be compassionate with others. We have to see it within ourselves first to be able to recognize it in others. So do enjoy. Do not get caught up in the fear. Do not get caught up in the drama. Stay in your centered place of, I am able to control how I respond. And what I would like more of is this. You don't even have to worry about the negative. All right? Let me know how it goes. I am here for you. One of the reasons why I started the quest of self-love before the eclipse was so that we could actually have a little semblance of a little taste of what it could feel like to really be compassionate with ourselves, to really start tapping into our own self-love. So we're not quite halfway through. There's some really great stuff in there on different ways to love yourself. And then we continue on for another couple of weeks. So I really encourage you to tap into that if you haven't done so before it becomes a paid course. I really wanted to test this out. It's something that I have practiced myself for a long time, and I wanted to give it to you because I know that you are wanting to have more in your life because you are here in the I Shine Bright community. So this is my gift to you. All right, enjoy. Let me know how things go. I am always here in the community for you, and I wish you the best. I wish you the most, and I wish you love. Best wishes. Shine your light bright and light up everybody else. All right, talk to you soon. Ciao for now. Bye. Oh.